Looping through Python dictionaries. Sometimes when you've got a dictionary, so for instance like here where we've got a telephone book dictionary, you might want to loop through and do something with each item in that dictionary. So for instance here, we might want to print out, just like we have above here, the name and the corresponding telephone number to everybody in that dictionary. So for instance, if you're designing your own little program where it's a telephone book, before you could delete someone, you're probably going to want to be able to view all the people in the dictionary, all the people in the telephone book that you've created, so that you know which people are in the dictionary and which ones you're going to delete. So how do we do that? Well, the simplest way for it to do it is we just go for each key in, and then the name of the dictionary dot keys. So what it'll do now is it will go to the telephone, go to this telephone dictionary here, generate all the keys. Oops, why have I done that? Keys, and then for each key you can do something. So for instance here we might want to print the key. There you go. So for each key in the telephone keys, print the key, and you can see it here, just printed out each of the keys. Happy days. But what if we want to print the key, so the person's name, as well as, but also print out their number as well? How do we do that? Well, that's nice and simple. Here, after key, you can do the name of the dictionary, which is tel, square brackets, and then key. And that will now go and it will print out each key, so each name, but then it will also go to the dictionary afterwards each time and get the corresponding value using that standard way, and you can see that there. So name, and then there you go, there's the key there. So let's make that a bit prettier. Let's do let's just do that \t. Oops. There we go. So that now will put a tab. Oh, or will that do that? Has that done it? What's happened there? Here we go. Oh, I've just put 2 commas, that's why. There you go. So now that's put a tab in between, a bit of space, nice even bit of space there, after each of the names. So there you go, name, telephone, name, telephone, name, telephone, which is perfect. So that will work, but there is a problem here. As we said right back at the beginning in the previous tutorial, dictionaries are unordered. So even though I put these in a particular order, which was alphabetical order, it might not necessarily actually print them out in alphabetical order. So if we swap those around, let's see what that does. That's put it a different way around there. If we add another person to that list, there's no way of knowing really where it's going. Add it to that dictionary. We have no way of knowing where it's actually going to put them when you print them out. If you are wanting them in alphabetical order, then you're going to need to use a little bit extra code. It looks a bit like this. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do something with this telephone.keys bit here first. And what we could do is we'll do keylist equals telephone.t, and then what we'll do here is we'll say, okay, take those all those keys and change them into a list of keys, which is great. So we've got keylist equals keys, and now what we can do is we can use keylist.sort, which will sort them into alphabetical order. And now for key in keylist. There you go. So now what it's done is it goes and gets a list of, it goes and gets all the keys. That's not actually a list at the moment. It's known as an iterable, but it doesn't matter. It goes and gets all the keys, but they're in like random order. It then changes them into a list and saves them as the key list. You can then use the keylist.sort function on them. And then you can obviously carry on your merry way, making sure that that says key list and not keys, otherwise it won't sort them and it will go wrong. There you go. So that's how you loop through all the items in a dictionary.